I never expected the first alien I'd ever see to crash land in front of me on a storm-blasted night, let alone the most powerful one in the galaxy. But that's exactly what happened. The night sky burned red with streaking fire, and thunder rolled above the mountains surrounding my small cabin in Colorado. I'd been living up here for 2 years, trying to escape a world drowning in politics, economic collapses, and orbital tensions. Humanity knew aliens existed. Blurry readings from telescopes revealed foreign megastructures beyond Jupiter, but no direct contact had ever been made. So when something exploded through the atmosphere and slammed into the forest valley below, shaking earth and trees to their roots, I grabbed a flashlight, jacket, and my medkit. Old instinct from my combat medic days still twitch awake even after years away from war. My boot sank into mud as I pushed through fallen branches until I reached the impact site. A smoking, half-buried spacecraft cracked open like a dying ember. And inside it, she was bleeding. An alien female, armor shredded, breathing shallow, silvery fluid leaking between metal plates. Her physique was humanoid, athletic, crowned with curved horn-like ridges that looked grown rather than forged. Her eyes glowed faint violet, even half-closed, and her weapon, some kind of spear with pulsing blue lines, was shattered. I gasped, unable to move at first. But instinct took control again. I rushed toward her. Hey, don't move. I'm here to help. The alien's eyes snapped fully open, and a low, dangerous growl shivered out of her throat. Instinctively, I lifted my hands in surrender. I'm not your enemy. She tried lifting her spear. Her arm collapsed. Her breath rattled. Whatever species she belonged to wasn't just injured. She was dying. Please, she whispered. Don't let them track the vessel. Hide me. Those were her last conscious words before she collapsed entirely. I dragged her body from the wreckage with shaking arms, praying that whatever sensors or satellites above hadn't noticed the impact. Not knowing what else to do, I hauled her back to my cabin. It was the night that changed everything. The beginning. I laid her across my emergency cot, pulled out my medkit, and started examining her body carefully. Her armor was fused into her skin in some areas. Biotech, maybe. A crystalline symbol on her chest plate kept flickering with dim light like a failing heart monitor. And those wounds, deep plasma burns, sharp lacerations. She'd been attacked by something far more advanced than human tech. Every part of me trembled with fear and fascination. I reached out with trembling fingertips and touched the edge of a deep gash, and suddenly, the wound glowed. A pulse of light traveled from my fingers directly into her skin, like my touch activated something. Her torn flesh began stitching itself closed. My breath froze. What the hell? Something about me, human tissue, my bioelectric signature, was reacting with her armor and body. Her eyes shot open, not weak this time, but predatory. She grabbed my wrist so hard I couldn't pull free. What did you just do to me? She demanded, her voice resonant, layered, like multiple tones speaking at once. I don't know. I stammered. I was just trying to help. She released me slowly, watching the partially healed wound with a look not just of confusion, but alarm. You healed me, she said. No, I corrected. Your body reacted. I'm just a medic. She stared. Your touch triggered royal nanomics that only respond to my bloodline. Royal? I blinked. Hold on. Royal what? Her breathing steadied. Her voice turned darker, almost accusing. You healed the Galactic Queen. My mouth dropped open. A queen. A Galactic Queen. Of who? How many? How big was this empire? My brain overloaded just thinking about it. Her violet gaze pierced mine. What are you called? Human. I swallowed. Daniel Hayes. Daniel. She said my name like testing its weight. I am Queen Aravelin of the Sovereign Solar Dominion. The words were like thunder in my small cabin. "You must not let them find me," she whispered, "or your people will die." The escalation. For the next day, I kept her hidden, treated her wounds, cooked soup she refused to eat, and tried not to collapse from exhaustion. Every hour she regained more strength, though her armor plates kept shifting and refusing to her body like organic metal. At one point she caught me staring and growled softly. On my world, such gazes are considered provocations. I jerked back. "Sorry, and that sounded like a threat." She tilted her head. "I do not threaten healers." That felt comforting, somehow, but her eyes studied me constantly, like she was analyzing everything, my movements, facial expressions, heart rate. At dusk, I found her standing outside my cabin under the stars, spear in hand, still weakened but stubborn. "You shouldn't be moving," I said. "I cannot stay still," she replied. "My enemies track heat signatures in planetary forests." I shuddered. "Enemies like who?" She glanced upward. "The Apex Tribunal. They rebelled against the Dominion, and now they burn every world loyal to me." "So you were running from them?" "No," she said slowly. "I was leading them away from my people." She looked suddenly tired. "The Dominion will not survive if I die here, Daniel. My empire, my children." She caught herself, shutting pain behind royal steel. Something in me softened. I reached out. A ravelin. The moment my fingers brushed her shoulder, her entire body shivered with visible shock. She seized my wrist, eyes widening. "That touch," she whispered, voice trembling. "My healing systems only respond to royal family. My mate, my heir. No human should be able to trigger them." I tried pulling back, panicked. "Then it's malfunctioning." No, her tone darkened. "It recognizes something in your biology, something it should not." She stepped closer, eyes glowing brighter, breath faster. "You should not exist," she murmured. "Great, comforting. The hunt begins." The next morning, metallic hums echoed through the valley. Something enormous was moving. Search drones, maybe. A ravelin froze, nostrils flaring like she could smell technology. "They found the crash," she hissed. "What do we do?" "You hide," she ordered. "If they find me, they cannot know you touched me. If they learn a human can activate royal nanomics, they will dissect your entire species." "Sorry," I muttered, not really interested in that happening. A shadow passed overhead. A sleek black ship glided silently across the sky, scanning. I grabbed my rifle. She laughed dryly. "That weapon will annoy them at best." "Yeah, well, it makes me feel better." She planted herself in front of me like a shield. That surprised me. "You're protecting me." "You healed me. The sovereign owes you a debt." "A queen owes me a debt." Her expression shifted strangely. "More than that, Daniel Hayes." Before I could ask, a beam of red scanning lasers swept the trees. A ravelin shoved me inside my cabin. "Stay silent," she ordered. "If they sense human presence near me, you will suffer." So I hid behind crates while alien drones approached. 6 of them, insect metal walkers with burning red optics. A ravelin walked outside with royal posture despite being barely recovered. The drones circled her. One spoke in metallic voice. "Queen Ravelin, you are hereby sentenced, by decree of the Tribunal, to extinction." She raised her spear, voice thunder. "I still rule the stars you crawl through." Then chaos erupted. Energy bolts erupted. Trees exploded, and a ravelin, despite injuries, moved like lightning, dancing through blasts, striking vital joints. I couldn't stay hidden. I rushed outside and shot at a drone. My bullet bounced uselessly, but it distracted one long enough for a ravelin to pierce its core. But another drone turned toward me, charging a weapon aimed directly at my chest. A Ravelin screamed and threw herself in front of me, taking the blast. Her armor shattered across her left side. She collapsed hard in my arms. No, no, no. Stay awake. Blood, glowing silver, poured from new wounds. I pressed my palm against her injuries instinctively. Light ignited. Her wound closed like time reversing itself. Her breathing steadied. She looked at me like I'd just rewritten her universe. "You truly can heal me," she whispered. Her eyes trembled, not with fear, but something deeper. "Daniel, what are you?" Secrets unveiled. Late into night, while the forest still smoldered, a Ravelin stared at stars like searching for a home she feared was already gone. She finally spoke softly. "There is a legend in our royal archives of a species beyond the Dominion, older than stars, whose blood was mixed with ours by ancient architects. If true, humans might be descendants or carriers of dormant royal code." "That's insane," I muttered. "I'm just human." Her gaze softened, almost sad. Perhaps humans are more. The thought terrified and thrilled me. She approached slowly, one hand lightly gripping my arm. "Daniel, your touch does more than heal. It strengthens my nanomics beyond known capability. And there is something else." "What?" "When you touched me, I felt your emotions." She leaned closer, eyes locked on mine. No consort in my empire has ever been able to share emotional resonance without decades of linking. My throat tightened. "That doesn't mean anything romantic." Her voice lowered. "On my world, it does." I swallowed hard. Heat rushed to my face. "I didn't mean." She interrupted gently, almost whispering. "Do not pretend that touch meant nothing." I looked away quickly. "We barely know each other." "Perhaps the universe knows us," she countered quietly. My heart pounded so loud it drowned the night. When war came for US. At dawn, the sky split open. Tribunal warships appeared above Earth's orbit, massive dark monoliths. Human satellites immediately pinged chatter. Within minutes, world news would erupt. Militaries would panic. Earth wasn't prepared. A Ravelin grabbed my shoulders. "They came for me, not your planet. But humans must not interfere. They will slaughter you without hesitation." I swallowed. "Then what do we do?" Her eyes were ancient sorrow and burning resolve. "We run." We sprinted into the forest toward her half-buried ship. She touched a glowing panel, her voice ordering controls in alien language, and the ship resurrected with rumbling life. "Get in," she commanded. "I can't leave Earth," I protested. She looked at me like she predicted that. "If you stay, you doom it." She extended a hand. I hesitated only a breath. Then I took it. The ship rocketed upward, shredding cloud layers, breaking atmosphere, stars blooming like oceans around us. Earth shrank behind. A Ravelin's voice trembled with emotion as she stared forward. "I swear by the sovereign stars, Daniel, I will return you home. But first, I must survive to defend your world." And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. I trusted her. Completely. The middle, the empire and the truth. Traveling through alien space was surreal. Warp tunnels like luminous seas, alien constellations spinning across windows. Days blurred. A Ravelin explained everything. Her dominion ruled hundreds of worlds in a benevolent monarchy system, focused on balance, peace, cultural preservation. But the Tribunal believed the dominion grew weak with compassion. They wanted conquest, absolute order, no mercy. "They killed my council," she confessed, voice breaking. "And my daughter." I froze. "Your daughter?" She nodded painfully. She was only 12 cycles. Now she is stardust. Tears fell. I instinctively touched her hand reflexively, and instantly her pain echoed through me, emotional resonance flooding like a psychic link. She gasped softly. "You feel it too," she whispered. "Yes, I did. Over following days, she trained me. Combat basics, Dominion language elements, alien politics, ancient legends. Each time she was wounded during sparring exercises, my touch healed her instantly, even when she barely brushed against my hand. She began seeking excuses to touch me, adjusting my stance, guiding my arms, steadying my chin. And every time, that undeniable energy filled the air like static tingling our skin. Finally, after a training session, I broke the silence. "Aravelin, are you sure this link isn't temporary?" Her voice trembled. "Royal nanomics choose only one in a lifetime." My heart stopped. "One what?" She looked away shyly, an emotion shockingly human for a goddess empress. "One consort." I sat stunned, unable to breathe. "I'm human," I protested. "You are more than human," she whispered. "The Tribunal strikes again. When we reached sovereign space, everything was already burning. Dominion fleet scattered, planet scarred with fire. The Tribunal launched full assault. Aravelin refused to hide behind military lines. She stood at the helm of her flagship, voice commanding legions with razor-steel authority. When Tribunal dreadnoughts approached, Aravelin prepared to board personally. "You stay here, Daniel." "No chance." She sighed deeply. "If you are captured, they will perform genetic harvesting. They will discover your healing ability and weaponize your species. So I should just sit back while you risk your life." "Yes," she said honestly, "because you matter more." "Not to me." She froze. Then something changed in her expression, an emotion fragile and powerful. She stepped closer until I felt her breath near mine. "You would risk existence for me?" she asked. "I already have." She closed her eyes, voice breaking. "Then whatever fate awaits us, we face together." The battle for her throne. We were surrounded in orbit of a capital world, flaming atmosphere reflecting on steel hulls. A Ravelin flagship rammed into enemy command craft. Explosions ripped corridors. Warriors clashed. Plasma spears clanged. A Tribunal champion confronted a Ravelin, a towering armored warlord named Kravith. He roared through vox speakers, "Your reign ends here." They fought like mythic titans, blades striking sparks like comet tails. But Kravith had advantage. Strength, momentum. He impaled a Ravelin through shoulder, blood spraying stars. I screamed her name, rushed forward, and grabbed her wound. Light ignited like supernova. A Ravelin surged with impossible strength, ripping the spear from her body and driving her own blade through Kravith's core. He fell. The Tribunal fleet broke without their leader. Dominion forces rallied. Planetary defenses activated. One by one, the enemy retreated into hyperspace. A Ravelin collapsed in my arms. Her armor dissolved into glowing mist as ship medics rushed forward. She held my face gently, eyes soft like dawn. "You saved my empire, Daniel Hayes." I held her hand, terrified of losing her. "You saved me first," I whispered. "No," she breathed weakly. "You saved my soul." The ending, the choice. Weeks later, the Dominion rebuilt. Memorials honored lost billions. A Ravelin was crowned again in ceremony beneath luminescent moons. And beside her, tradition demanded, a consort. But she never forced me, not even suggested. One evening, she found me watching her from her palace window. My home, my species, my planet. She approached silently. Earth remains untouched. Safe. "Because of you," I said. "No," she corrected softly. "Because of us." I turned. Her eyes glimmered with something fragile. "You are free to return," she said gently. "I promised you." "What about everything here? Your people? You?" Her voice shook. "If you go, I will not love again. Royal bonds do not break." Silence fell heavy. Finally, I reached out and touched her cheek. She inhaled sharply, closing her eyes. "I never wanted to leave," I said quietly. Her eyes opened, tears shimmering. "Then stay. Daniel Hayes," she whispered. "Share the stars with me." She leaned her forehead against mine, breath trembling with relief and emotion. And in that moment, across endless galaxies and infinite futures, I knew my answer. I belonged at her side, healing her, protecting her, loving her. No longer just human, but consort to the Galactic Queen herself. And the universe would never be the same again. End.